How did the Cold War affect the economy? Previously, the world had two main competitors in the economic sector. The United States, which still led the global economy, was constantly challenged by the Soviet Union. The two powers rivaled in almost everything, from global influence, political strength, and military prowess. Today, however, after the end of the Soviet Union and the birth of Russia, China has taken the position that was once held by the Soviet Union. They are continually attacking America's global influence and economic growth. This has led to recent tension between the two countries. The two countries are always in a war that is not direct, but rather in terms of influence and market targeting. The rivalry between the two countries goes back to the Korean War. The United States has always been in support of a nationalist kind of government, while the Chinese in a communist type of leadership. They both supported different parts of Korea in the war. This was the beginning of the rivalry between the two countries. Back then, it was about global influence and alliances. Today, however, the two countries are competing for everything, with China trying its best to overrun the United States. These conflicts between the two nations have had quite a several effects on their economies. Since China became one of the leading economies in the world, its relations with the United States began to falter. Each country doubts the intentions of the other in terms of both the economy and military. As of 2019, the competition between the countries showed high competitiveness. The US was leading as the world's largest economy, while China was the second. China is regarded as the world's largest exporter, while the United States is the world's largest importer. China has been known to flock the market with cheap goods. This has enabled its rise to a global hegemon. However, the strategies they are adopting have been regarded as harmful and meant to counter the influence of America in the world. Researchers are, however, pointing out that the strategies used by China at the moment might not be of great benefit to them in the future. In their quest to maintain their competitiveness, they are giving credit to even non-profitable firms in the country. This is slowly affecting the quality of products availed to the market by China. The US still maintains its productivity and retains its market segment by delivering quality products. Although America is also high on debt, the country does not fund no profitable firms to avoid jeopardizing its future economic goals. In the Cold War that followed immediately after the Second World, America adopted some policies that are claimed to have pioneered its victory back then and made it a world hegemon. They adopted a high-consumption, low-saving economy that promoted drastic economic growth within and among its allies. This, however, had major setbacks in its economy. The country is keen on avoiding historical repetition. The United States and China share the world's total GDP by 40.75% and 34.27% respectively as of the 2019 analysis. Looking at the per capita income of the two nations, America leads by more than double what China has as a per capita income figure. China has majored solely into industries and lacks agricultural innovations. America, on the other hand, leads the world in terms of industries and agricultural products. Word has it that China aims at overtaking the United States in terms of global influence and economic power. However, looking at the trend of economic growth strategies adopted by the two, it is less likely it will win. The most recent events of the pandemic give America all the reason they need to doubt the intentions of China. With such a worldly disaster emanating from the country, it is no longer clear how far China is willing to go just to distract the worldly order that the United States has managed to maintain since the end of the Second World War. The virus pandemic has proved that China will go to any points to attain its objectives in the globe. Initiating a virus and then providing the world with the required materials for testing and spread prevention brings suspicion not only to the United States but the whole world at large. It is not convincing that China had nothing to do with the invention of the virus. It is all a strategy of impairing the economies of the other nations, and especially America, in order to leave itself as the world-leading economy and hence a world superpower. The pandemic is slowly injuring America's budget and economy, and at the same time, China seems to maintain its status quo. These are all the marks that show just how much China is willing to go just to gain power and become the world hegemon, replacing the United States. For many years, the United States believed that support for China's rise would help liberalize it. They believed that the country would be of great help to the Asian countries. They believed through its support, and the two countries would be allies and maybe work towards achieving the same goals. However, contrary to their expectations, the country pursued power at the expense of the sovereignty of others. The country has proved to target the position held by America in the world. China owes its present economic development to the United States. America has been at the forefront of ION, supporting China into achieving its economic goals. America opened up a market for China's manufacturing industries, boosting its economy a big deal. Its expansion can be owed to the access to the US innovations and world-class universities that provided the necessary know-how. Even with the opportunities offered to the country, China is still determined to replace America in becoming the world hegemon. The tension between the two countries is expected to go a long way even after the pandemic is over. The two countries have had heated up debates blaming each other for the virus, with most of the blame falling on China. It is probably right to say the rivalry between the two global powers is just beginning. We are happy to know your thoughts, so don't hesitate to comment below. In order to get updated on latest videos, please subscribe to our channel.